Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can cut this stylish gown with asymmetric hemline. So if it's something you would love to learn, do well to watch to the end of the video, like, share and subscribe. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. First thing, we are going to be taking our basic measurement from the top of the paper here, which is my starting point and my shoulder line. I'll come down to mark my bust point. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. I'll mark that all the way to get a straight line, and then I will extend the line across this way. The next thing is to mark my under bust line, and from my shoulder to my under bust is 13 inches, and I'm going to mark that all the way as well to get a straight line. I'll go ahead and extend this line across. So the next thing is to mark our waist point. From my shoulder to my waist point in front is 16.5 inches. I'll mark the 16.5 inches all the way, and I will extend the point across. So we're going to be stopping at the hip point for the length of this gown. From the shoulder, I'll come down to mark 24 inches as the length of the gown. Then I'll go ahead and extend that point across as well. So this is the hip length, the waistline, the under bust and the bust line. I'm going to come to the shoulder here, divide my shoulder by 2. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5. I'll mark it right here. At that point, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll come here to mark my neck width of 3 inches. I'll connect from the shoulder slope into the neck width. So I'm going to come down from here to mark my neck depth, and we are not going to use this neck. I'm just doing this so that if you're a beginner, you understand what we are doing here. And I'm going to connect from the neck width to the 3 inch. The next thing is to mark our arm length. How to get your arm length: divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5 inches, and I got 7. I'll extend that point across. I'm going to label this chest line. To get a straight line, I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement on this chest line, and I'll connect from the shoulder slope to that point. I'll come to this arm length here, divided into 2 equal halves to get the midpoint. Point of 7 is 3.5. At that point, I'll go in by half an inch. I'll mark my bust circumference here, and I'll connect all the points together to form my armhole this way. The next thing is to mark our dart. And how to mark your dart: you divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2. My nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 is 3.5. I'm going to mark it on all the lines all the way to the down part, and I'll connect the point together with a straight line. So I'll come to the under bust line. I'm going to be marking 1 inch at both sides of this line, but if you're a plus size person, you can mark 1.5 inches on the center front and 2 inch on the other side. I'll mark the 1 inch on the waistline as well and connect the point together like this. Then I'll come down from the bust line by 1 inch here and use my curve rule to just connect them like so. So from the hip point, I'm going to come up by 3 inches and connect my dart all the way to that point like so. So we're going to be tightening our bust here, so I'm going to mark 7/8 at both sides of this line. You can actually mark 1 inch, but I use 7/8. I'll connect the point this way. So the next thing is to impute our round body measurement. We've already marked our bust line. I'll mark my under bust line, add the 2 inch for that, and mark my sewing allowance. The dart we took on the bust line here, I'm going to replace it and add my sewing allowance as well. So I'll come to the waistline, divide my waist by 4. I'll mark it on the waistline. The dart intake, I'll replace it, add my sewing allowance. I'll come to the hip, divide my hip by 4, then add my sewing allowance. I'll go ahead and connect my markings. So when drafting this, make sure your paper is on fold because it's an asymmetric gown. So my paper is on fold, and I'm going to be transferring this measurement to the other side just so we can work on the style we have on the dress. I'm already going ahead to transfer the measurement to the other side, and I've already marked my bust dart as well. This is the difference you have from your shoulder to your waist in front and back. So I came down by 1.5 inches and connected back to the bust line. So for the style, I'm going to come down from the waistline by 3 inches. Then on the other side, I'm going to come in by 4 inches here. From the 3 inches, I'm just going to connect with my curve rule all the way to that point like this. So we have it here. The next thing is to cut out this pattern paper just so we can work on the back pattern. So this is basically it for the pattern drafting. And make sure you close down your dart before you cut. So this is my back pattern. I've already gone ahead to rule out the necessary lines. We need my zipper allowance. I added my zipper allowance as well. So I'm going to come to the shoulder line, divide my shoulder by 2. At that point, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll mark my basic neck of 3 inches here. Then I'll connect from the shoulder slope to that point. Then I'll come down to mark my arm length just the way we did on the front pattern. We are basically repeating what we did on the front pattern. So I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement on this chest line to get a straight line from up. Then I'll connect from the shoulders line to that point. So I'm going to come to this line here and divide it into 2 equal halves to get a midpoint. At the midpoint, I'll come in by 1/2 inch. I'll come to the chest line, divide my both side circumference by 4, mark it there. Then I'll connect the point to form my armhole. The next thing is to mark out our dart. So I'm going to divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2 and mark it on the bust line, on the waistline, and on the top length. I'll connect the point together with a straight line. On the waistline, I'm going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides of this line. From the top length, I'll come up by 3 inches and just connect my dart this way. The next thing is to impute our round body measurement. We've already marked our bust measurement. Mark my waist measurement, replace the dart and add my sewing allowance. I'll add my sewing allowance on the bust line as well. I'll come to the hip line, divide my hip by 4, add my sewing allowance, and I'll go ahead and connect my markings. So I'll come here to mark my neck depth of 1.5 inches and I'll connect from the neck width to the neck depth this way. I'm going to come to the waistline and mark 1/2 inch here. This is to prevent our dress from bulging after sewing. And I'm going to, so whatever I have here, I'm going to transfer it to the other side as well, and I'll open it up this way. I'll come down from the waistline by 3 inches, then I'll come here and come in by 4 inches. I'll connect from the 3 inches with my curve rule all the way to that 4 inches, as you can see here. So I will connect my dart here on the other side as well. So this is basically it for the pattern drafting. It's very simple. Then I'll go ahead and cut out this pattern. So I'll go ahead and cut my zipper open this way, and that is all for the pattern drafting. If you have watched to this point, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for staying tuned, and do well to share, comment. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.